I've spoken with the Secretary's team and invited her for an interview on CNBC. It's an opportunity they have so far turned down. So I spoke with the former Texas Governor, Rick Perry, who also served as Energy Secretary under President Trump. With 6 months before the U.S. election, I asked Governor Perry if the Energy Secretary's visit and efforts to engage were too little, too late. Listen.
Well, I won't say it's too little, but it's certainly too late. The message to the kingdom is you're a bit of a afterthought, and that's the wrong message. And frankly, it's the wrong policy. The United States and the kingdom have had historically a good working relationship, certainly in my period of time. One of the first trips we took was to the kingdom in 2017 as I was the Secretary of Energy at that particular point in time. Now, part of that is we've had a really good working relationship, both on the energy side, but from a consolidation of relationships in the region. I think it's really important for the United States and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to send messages that we are supporting each other. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United States need to be hand in hand. They need to be arm in arm. They need to have their arms around each other in the region, not only for the peace and prosperity of that region, but together these two countries can make some extraordinary progress, not just in the kingdom, but I mean, outside of the region. When I think about who's going to deliver power and change the course of Africa, I'll suggest to you the neighbor across the strait there from Africa, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, along with the United States as a partner in that, could really make a big difference. Someone's going to go into Africa and make that change. I'll suggest it needs to be the United States and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia together.
So, Governor, why don't you think this administration, and in particular this secretary, have engaged their Middle Eastern energy and climate partners in a material way? What's the disconnect here?
Yeah, well, the challenge has been that this administration all too often sends messages that are counter to each other. When I look at the last 3.5 years, well, you have to look no further than what's going on in the Middle East today. The Biden administration, on one hand, saying, well, we're going to support Israel. Then the next week they say, we're going to cut off the supply of arms, and then they switch back. There is no consistency of thought. And that's a real challenge for people around the world. Consistency is a very important trait. And this administration has not sent consistent messages. If there's one, you're either going to be our friend or you're not. And words matter, actions mean even more. And this administration has not had a consistent message, nor has it had consistent actions. So that's a challenge. I don't think it's good public policy, and it's certainly causing us some real problems.